What's going on, guys? My name is Griffin, and welcome to episode 21 of my 1.16 survival Let's Play. Last episode, we began building a custom cave survival base at the corner of a swamp biome. We gathered materials from all over to ensure a smooth build process all the way through. Now we're continuing our progress on laying the groundwork for the base. Okay, and now for accents and coverage, we can kind of just loosely place vines for a little bit intentional overgrowth. I normally don't like using Minecraft's vine blocks because you can't really control where they go, but I'm open to seeing what it does to this build here. Like, for instance, it had a really nice effect kind of like here on the front. I still don't really love that that's covering up the wood blocks right there. But I think in context of everything, it's not bad. Like, I like how this is kind of dangling down. I think I read somewhere that you can stop vine overgrowth with string. So that may be something that I try. But for right now, I just kind of want to get the rough placement in, and then we can correct it as we go. Okay, now that this whole entrance is starting to feel a little bit more fleshed out, I want to actually press pause on doing anything with the cave and kind of talk about what I envision for this little spike of earth right here. So I'm envisioning a land bridge from about here to here, and like the top part of this spike will be flattened out, and maybe that's space for like a neat little enchanting hut or something like that. But then this entrance connects down into the cave. So that'll kind of give us a nice road map for how to hollow out the inside of this mountain. Okay, so if you've been a fan of this Let's Play for a minute, you've kind of seen me do some rough terraforming, but just for all the newbies, I kind of want to talk through the way I approach it. So I like to make my terrain feel as though it could have just been naturally generated into the world. I don't like to overdo it too much. Like, there should obviously be a level of, like, you know, handmade quality. Like, obviously someone placed it there, but at the same time, I want it to feel like something that you could just stumble across. So to that effect, I try to utilize mainly just stone and dirt, and then I make sure that there's like a grass connecting point whenever I do use dirt, and I use it in the same way that it would be layered in the procedurally generated terrain. The only difference is I will occasionally sprinkle in some andesite and cobble for a little more detail, just to set it apart, but that's kind of how I approach terraforming in Minecraft. So first we're going to pillar up with some dirt and create a rough outline for where I think I want the land bridge to start. Now that I'm seeing the hill from this angle, it's going to influence the decisions I make moving forward. So I care a lot about how it's going to feel when I come out of the entrance that's going to be here and walking along that path. I care a lot about that shape because it's just, that's going to be the feel of the entire build. So that is going to influence where I think I want to start. So this feels like a good rough center point. So we can kind of go ahead, make this our guide. Let's get a bird's eye view really quick. This is the advantage of having a Elytra. You can see how it feels. So that is roughly where I would want it to start. That's perfect. And truthfully, I really should have used some of the bamboo I got from the jungle earlier to make scaffolds, but here we are. Now that we have a rough starting point for where we want the land bridge to begin, I'm going to begin leveling this spike down to about where I see that land bridge starting. Yep, that is exactly the vibe. Woo! Okay, so keeping everything in line with the way that Minecraft procedurally generates terrain, we generally want to start with a dirt top layer and then transition into stone as you go. That's how it feels as you dig through the earth in Minecraft. So I'm going to replace this entire top level of this little earthen spike with dirt and then feel it out from there. And I'm using the procedurally generated terrain as a roadmap for where I'm placing it. I want everything to feel organic and natural as possible. Are we gonna run out? Oh no. It's okay, we can come over here, steal us some dirt. This little cave right here is not safe. I need to light that up. But first, let's light you up. Get out of here. And you. You got a whole bunch of friends in there. Can we get... Oh. That Optifine zoom. There we go. Out of there. Out of there. Out of there. Ah! Oh, are you serious? No, not today. Get out of there. Okay, so now that we've got the base of this little hill flattened out, we can begin working on the path connecting it to what is going to be the inside of kind of this massive cave system that I'm envisioning for this whole build. Now, if you've seen photos of archways or cliffs that are kind of loosely connected to each other in the same way as what I'm about to do here, then you know that this path can't be perfectly straight. It has to kind of curve a little bit as it gets towards the center, because that is just the nature of how erosion works. Where there's less support for the natural structure, you would see it be more weathered. So it's going to be thinner towards the center and wider as it gets towards the entrances, and that's going to give us the most natural look. And what else is going to give us a very natural look is not getting blown to death by creepers. I really need to light up this entire cliff face. Everywhere, just all up under my support grid. All right. Whoa. Okay, let's try this again. Whoa. That was aggressive. Okay, so again, we're starting wider where the path begins, and we are allowing it to kind of naturally thin out towards the middle. I think the thinnest is going to be a width of about 3 blocks. I don't want it to be just 1 block thin. That would be a little bit difficult to maneuver, just practically speaking from a survival point of view. And also aesthetically, I wouldn't want it looking too out of place. Okay, that's starting to look pretty decent. Now I think we can do away with our dirt support and begin a curve from about here, stretching to about right here to complete the overall effect. Yeet. It's so dramatic. Yo! Let's take all this out, and hopefully that'll save us a few encounters with any more creepy crawly friends. Okay, a good place, I think, for our curve to begin would be about that block right there, maybe a little bit lower. So we'll kind of plot the start and end points on each side. I'll want those to be pretty symmetrical, and then we can create our variance in between there and the top of the platform. So I think I'm going to treat this as, where's our third? We're going to treat this as the rough center. So we'll start it about right there. Oh, God. Ah. Okay, you know what? Let's handle this, because I'm done with these guys. Get out of here. Okay. Light this whole thing up. And the funny thing is this whole cave is probably going to be interconnected with what we're building too. Okay, anyway, so this is the rough center of what I'm envisioning. Kind of use this to formulate our curve. Hollow it out and make adjustments as we go. Again, this is a soft science. Like, there's not really a perfectly mathematical way for doing every single bit of terraforming. To me, that's the fun part. If there was a tutorial or a written roadmap for every single thing that you wanted to do in Minecraft, then that would just, it would be like playing with Legos. there would be no real art to it. So sometimes you have to get comfortable with improvisation. Okay, that feels like a pretty good framework, and now I'll start thickening out the sides, and then we'll pretty much have a finished archway. Okay, just want this to feel just a little bit more connected in the middle. Let's see if evening out our top layer helps at all. Get us some extra dirt, because that was silly and I didn't pack more. Swoosh down in. Okay. Bird's eye view again. From the right direction. How's this looking? Whoa. Looks like I don't want to run into it, but it's feeling pretty good from the front angle. Whole lot of zombies out here. Getting on my nerves, bruv. And truthfully, I'm at a stage in the game where I don't really need to run from mobs in the overworld, but sometimes they're just a little irritating, you know? Real quick, let's have a snap so that we can see what our archway looks like in the daylight. Okay, it's still looking a little jank right there and right there. And also right there. So we'll keep filling that out, make that centerpiece look a little more connected, and then we can move on to hollowing out the inside of this mountain. And additionally, I'm probably going to need a spawn-proof the top because I'm going to be working here a lot and just not in the mood to have mobs blow up all my terraforming work. Go away. See if we can you not? Where are you coming from, sir? All right, I'll make this with a jump shot. Probably not, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Oh. Okay, not too far off. I did need that block there. Let's get just a little more dirt so that we can pillar back up. Stop doing things the hard way. If there's one thing that fans of this series definitely know about me, it's that I am profoundly stubborn. It's like, could I have an auto sorting system for all my loose items? Yeah, totally. I could totally not be living the way I am with like messy shulker boxes and messy chests. Could I totally have actual scaffolds right now instead of using dirt? Yeah, totally. But man, sometimes I just get really, really into certain projects and I just got to keep it moving. Don't try to change me, okay? All right, pillar back down. Gonna try to conserve some of our rockets. That is looking right. I think I want to fill out that layer with dirt. Let's see what our other angle feels like. Other angle feels pretty good. Want to flesh that out, cover up some of that nasty granite right there. But other than that, I think this is looking pretty nice. Yeet. Okay, come in right here. Can actually just lose that one, and that'll probably give me the desired effect. Okay, let's just walk it back and forth a bit to see how it feels. This looks natural. I'm kind of digging it. Might soften that curve up a little bit in the center. Oh, I think I like that. Let's create that curve there. Okay, for right now, I like the way this feels. Now I want to start talking about this little entrance I want to work out here. Sometimes when you're doing organic cave work and you're manufacturing a cave, a good thing to do is to trace your outline with a block that is not similar to everything else that's in the terrain. So for this instance, cobble feels really good. That is a little, a little disjointed on the right side, so I'll actually extend it over here on the left. Okay, let's see how that's coming. It's a little bit better. Can actually probably even just go straight down here. Okay, it looks silly because of how it's curving with the natural shape of the mountain, but once this is flat, I like this as an overall shape for the entrance. You guys will see what I'm talking about in just a sec. Offload some of our extra material into a shulker box. Okay, that's starting to look more like something. I actually think I want to thicken it up on the left side to keep it more in line with everything that's happening on the right. Okay. Then we'll just neaten it up over here. Okay, that's starting to feel a little bit more like an entrance. We'll get some grass over here on this side to make it feel more natural. Or some dirt, excuse me. The dirt will turn into grass. Let's just even it out on the right just a little bit. Let's go ahead and light up our work area. Okay, between the main entrance down below and this kind of side exit up in the top of the mountain, I feel like we have a good framework to begin hollowing out a livable space. It's going to involve a lot of digging and not a lot of talking, so roll time lapse. Okay, I've paused time lapsing really quick because this is just too funny. Wandering traders really have the worst luck, man. They just spawn in and just kind of like the worst possible spots. And you know, honestly, they deserve it for having such terrible trades. The upside though, they are a steady source of leads. Give me your goods. Is there another one up there? Did it drop two? No? All right, anyway, so here is kind of where we're at with the interior of this cave. So as you can see, we've hollowed out the connection point from our pillar on the outside down to the cave entrance. I'm hollowing out to the left here because that's generally where we have the most free space to work with based on the terrain outside. I'm envisioning kind of like a natural mossy stone stalagmite pillar type thing, kind of right here going up, that will connect out that way. And then diagonally out through here is where we'll flesh out the rest of the cave and all of the survival base elements that I intend to put inside of it. Anyway, that's enough talking. Back to digging. Anyway, that's all for this episode of my 1.16 Survival Let's Play. You can see a preview of our next adventure in the clips behind me. If you made it to the end of this video, give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's your support that keeps this content going. I'll see you next time.